Oh. Yeah, what they said. Okay. Some say closure isn't real, it's you coming to terms with what happened, but closure comes in many different forms, um, in different ways. So yeah, it's valid. Unfortunately, sometimes you just never get that closure. You just gotta come to terms with it in your own way. Peace could be a physical place, a state of mind. It could come in many different forms. Wow, that looks wild. Afraid to look at her. Shit, I am too. Okay. A flower is all the world's impossibility. She is the great subduer of sleep, the great one that overcomes, that opens simply to see, simply to be free. She twists, she dances, her scent glides on every breeze. She is the exploding result of impossible dreams. Her flower is the outcome of ambition, monument to will, unrelenting. She knew not to stay still and realize her own being. Ever so gently, she is the one that glides between then and now and never again. No place in particular. The complete disregard of whens and wheres. The face she bears is stubborn and proud. She declares her colors quite loud. The flower is a secret finally told. Earth holds her like a whisper. When she's realized, she finally withers. Perhaps forgotten, perhaps granted remembrance. The dedication to that sublime resemblance, which burns and illuminates every being's heart. She is the surmounted mark of divine art, that overcome both light and dark. A flower is like every dream. She reaches for the sky, too stubborn to die. Unforgiving, her aspirations are too high. She struggles from the ground, surroundings crowd her out. The world tries to drown her, tries to push her down. Know your place, they always say, as they bury a growing grace. They teach her to beat herself, giving lessons in self-hate. Here are a million ways to hide a budding face, but the only thing she knows is her own promise of a brighter day. She didn't deserve this, said the last flower. Tap jumped afloat. How do I click on the Oh, there we go. What's the one down there for? Come on, go down. Wow. Okay. Oh. Oh, I'm stuck. Am I stuck in? I am. What the hell just happened? Wow. Should I go out that? I think I should go out that way. Okay. I was just having fun planting flowers. This tree was precious once, forever ago. It dared to grow, and in time when they asserted a complete dominion over nature, over all life here. Very gently, self-induced extinction and destructive tendencies, painting methane skies and boiling seas. You see, it doesn't matter if we all die. since no one else would know. After all, we were just another dot in the sky. Keyboard 6 to read it? Oh, okay. People were gripped by panic and confusion, pandemonium. The world was ending again. This time the world was really ending. Not like the last time when the populace was told that civilization would collapse to make their final arrangements, to call their loved ones. Tests had to be raised to prevent such doom. No, not even like the time before that, when they were told that the world was ending because of the catastrophic megavirus, and all poor, elderly, and disabled had to be disposed of to sustain our quality of life. Certainly, unlike the time before that, when another global war erupted, resulting in a cataclysmic food shortage and only the elite could eat, because they needed the surge in profits to save civilization. No, not like those times. This time it was actually ending. A local political figure, someone fairly unimportant until now, leaked information about an asteroid approaching Earth, a very large thing that would surely end all life as we know it. If we don't do something now, we would all have to work together, sacrifice, recycle, and cut back on resources to make survival possible. Province was told to evacuate all residential areas and migrate to established safe zones. Bigger cities prepared to hold more people, and better surveillance to keep things in order. Everyone would have to sacrifice. Not like the last times, when regulations and rations were more lax. No, this time only the noblest and highest quality of sacrifice would do. Only then could we preserve our liberties and way of life. Everyone was to be relocated to the designated cities fit to survive a cataclysmic event like an asteroid or meteorite. The size remained unclear. All that was known was that it could kill all life on Earth, or at least most of it at any moment. A local political figure, someone fairly uninformed, until he barely stepped up to inform the public of humanity's pending demise, would surely be re-elected come next voting cycle. Photos of him shaking hands with the rich and powerful graced every news outlet. Humanity's elite once more stepped up to the task. Everyone else was asked to make appropriate sacrifices to once again support their endeavors. It was made very clear that Earth was a dangerous place. Humans couldn't survive here. Something was always out to kill them, especially poverty and war. No amount of support given to the very rich and very powerful elite could end poverty and war. No amount of sacrifice was enough. That final clarity could move mountains. The populace would have to build giant ships and inject their glorious human race into outer space. Only there could the human species survive. Everyone had to go. It was time to finally transcend Earth. Plans were put into motion to make such a feat possible. The elite organizing this would surely become even richer as a result of such efforts. They deserved it. They were hard-working geniuses. Their idea was a developmental plan like no other. A glorious feat of human accomplishment lay before them. Humans were finally leaving this unsuitable Earth. But first, sacrifices had to be made. No order of descent, absolute unity was required to ensure success. Empathy is a weakness. We must be strong, they said. Oh, it won't let me scroll down anymore. Press 9 to read it, and if I press 9, it's gonna stop the video. Yeah. How much more, God? As much as you can stomach and more. Grief, fear, then dread. A crown of thorns decorate my head. Leave a robe of dry tears long ago shed. Bitter jewelry that hang from ears. They'll wear me till I'm dead. How much more, God? I'll think you suffered quite enough. Here's relief, but I'll call it a bluff. None for me. I know what's rough. When make-believe God says to you, he wants no love, but submission is soon enough. Knees buckle, barbed wire, heart hung, grief in the stomach to fill the lung. Too melodramatic? How would you like it sung? Up, down, or sarcastically cheery? It's the same feeling felt till I'm weary. So how should I wear my tired head? When I invented sources of hope answer but rarely. Hope I drink of you till I'm drunk. Because when the visit God does, my heart all but sunk. The odds aren't divided fairly, but there's a spark. Some divine insinuation when it gets too dark. Either ridicule, solemn sympathy, or bottomless hope in a hopeless situation. Something to fill me in. Yeah. Still I consistently return to the beginning. Yes, God. It's me that you're singing. Since I am so decorated with punishment before any sinning. Holding on to you, them, it, the promises of better tomorrows. Asking of you, from desperate to gently, how much more? Trials of circumstance are far too plenty. I've said it before. You've heard it and still hear it all more. Thorns, how you like it. Stones for the feast, reap what's not sown, all crouched for the beast. It doesn't get any easier, you just get stronger. Beneath these all too familiar moments, where all that's left is to beg. Emotions swing from broken to solemn, visible deities are no source of strength. In moments like these, you could clearly see ridiculousness, persistence. Strength is never heaven sent. It's broken pieces scattered where things look dark. I've gathered pieces that remain, sewn together for a brand new start. Not much more, I think. Strength comes from the heart. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Let's see, I'm trying to figure out where to go next. I want to say this way. She pretends to be in pain for attention. You can't believe her. Okay. Oh, life became abstract. I had one of those dreams once. It was strange. I never understood what it meant. It was about how we forgot the earth. We stopped telling stories about nature and living in it. Our fantasies stopped being about living among the other living beings here. We started telling stories only of ourselves. The way of life was created, we created, outside of everything. It became the only reality, and nothing else existed to us. Eventually, we stopped seeing nature entirely. We kept it at such a distance that it disappeared to us as a concept. We kept devouring it to sustain the way of life we created. Earth eventually disappeared from reality altogether. None of this was necessary. We just convinced ourselves that it was inevitable until we forgot that it wasn't always like this. That it didn't need to be like this. Earth turned barren. We resented being on it more and more. Now we talk about leaving it. I think, in a way, this feels like the end of us too. It started with our stories. We just couldn't see ourselves. see life outside of ourselves. Life became abstract. I'm sorry it isn't fair. It wouldn't be like this. If enough of us care, disenfranchised, I can't help but wonder, what fee do you pay for bottled air? Does it kill you slow or starve off death? Does the world end with a crash or with a struggling breath? What is the going price for the last seed? Is the trash you're drowning in recycled or green? Will you struggle to repent, lost forces? Are you even left? I'm sorry. I used the last water to keep the long green. Green, green. It was all so symbolically green. And you're not a popular topic for the scrutiny of neighbors, talk shows, hosts, and our two-sided debates. It will be different, but as it relates, there was an issue with funding. To save you some rain and a non-toxic breeze, tomorrow wasn't a good investment opportunity. And our campaigns didn't have enough money, and our money was used to cut down all the trees because a dead tree was worth more to us than one that was living, breathing, being. Okay. Her pain is to call for attention. What we did to hear her was necessary and right. What we did to her was necessary and right. Faith. Can I believe in fairy tales? When all good, it fails. Crushed beneath 1,000 hells of our own devising. Can I believe in love? Curiously, I'm surmising. When too many walk as heartless shells, cursed by that fate of the deaf and songless. And what peace would I find? Time wears even the strongest. And no, it's not all just fine. When I ask, will that same fate be mine? Wrecking angels takes the longest. Number 0. Oh. I don't want to press these buttons because they're hotkeys for my camera and whatnot. And I don't want anything that I press to change things up too much. The little ones. It's a birdie! Okay. I couldn't quite decipher that. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 more. Yeah, there's one right over there. Come on. I keep pressing the the space button to try and get there. Don't you think it's strange that they died the way they did? Extinction. Hold on. I'm waiting for it to load. It's taking a second. Hopefully y'all are enjoying this so far. I feel like, I don't know. I used to do like slam poetry. It was pretty neat. I did it. Maybe I should get back into doing that. I forget why I stopped. I think you do something to be creative and express yourself, and then like, you know, people just cracking jokes on you, and yeah. You can't let people that can't do something themselves that make fun of what you're doing stop you from doing what you know, want to do. And when this stops scrolling, I'll click the play button. I clicked this, so we'll see. Something loads or we just gotta move on? I think he will die up here. Now let me click anything. I think that's it. I don't know. It was being kind of weird a little bit. Want to make sure I don't get turned around. So we got 3 more pages. There we go. We're up to number 7. Okay. Something for me to read. Let's see. Even as I stare into the absolute pit of eternity's gripping darkness, I can see the radiant hope of stars. Look how beautiful you are, and I could say that I knew you, in this winding display of lost memories and chance. Even if I hear its music tonight, among a whirlwind of planets and knotted seconds that dance, I'm carried by rays of invisible light, holding an endless stream of memories that slip from my hands, that slip right out of sight. Still how alive you are, unafraid of stillness, hearts beat generously here, just to give us another moment. Even in the precious moments surrender, all things pass, as time immeasurable reaches past. To race away into the cosmic splendor forever, I, the sandcastle facing inside the carefully measured seconds, claim this space that I am from grains of counted sea glass. For you and among the radiant hope of stars, before death, unknown dreams, heartbeats, precious breath, I am a moment in these cosmos too. Okay. I want to say it's that one right there on the left, not the right. I just have to make my way down. Well, I guess we'll head that way and see. Just in case. I would hate to miss one just because I was like, oh, I assume it's that one and not that one. But hopefully y'all are enjoying this game so far. I definitely like the more abstract stuff, and I am gonna get back more into like visual novels. I just stopped to play like other games just because it's easier. I guess sometimes it's easier to like record and edit and upload when it's just like a game you do kind of just like one solid playthrough through. But you know, this is fine too. So I do like reading. I did go to a bookstore and get a book that I'm reading now about like medieval women. So I'm learning a little bit. I really need to get more books just about like, you know, my people and just learning more about history and whatnot. I've just gotten away from reading and I need to get back into that. The Last King of Mars. Can I click it? Just to be clear, it wasn't the first time that humanity decided to populate other planets. The attempt had been made before, unsuccessfully, I might add. It's a matter of perspective. You must understand such endeavors take trial and error, as well as great sacrifice. This is the dilemma. Without humanity's visionaries, humanity might long have succumbed to very existential fates. True that's a new word. Ultranarianism. I might have got that right. bets on visionaries securing infinite futures, even if at the expense of momentary comfort. Wars, famine, poverty, and inequality are a small price to pay for attaining these futures. Especially when reaching for the stars, sacrifices are in order. Although it's always someone else that must make the sacrifices, ironically, those demanding the sacrifices never made any themselves. Those demanding our sacrifices live in comfort. The few that wield power over the rest of us are a grand spectacle of wealth. They convince us that their wealth was hard-earned, that the elite are all around better humans, and therefore deserving of such advantages. Everyone else falls in line again, and again and again. So these stories go. A long time ago, before most of the history was destroyed, and along with most of these stories, there lived two of the world's wealthiest and most powerful men. No, not like now. These two are wealthier than ever, and anything after them. Their wealth rivaled anything ever witnessed. It took the efforts of the entire planet and bitter collective sacrifice to put them on such a pedestal, and they sure did earn it. They lived in unfathomable richness. New numbers had to be invented to reflect their value. The world and anything in it was owned by these two. Everyone else needed the money in order to put food on the table and maintain a comfortable quality of life, so this wealth gap remained relatively unchallenged. The two richest men that ever lived couldn't agree on who owned what, so they split the world in half. It took even more unchallenged bitter sacrifice on the part of the collective to make this possible. Families, homes, cities were divided overnight. The tragedies were countless, necessary so that the two might finally have peace and represent humanity as its true luminaries. It was too hard for them to share the earth, so they started catastrophizing why humanity must finally leave Earth if anyone wants to survive. It was true. The world was too small for everyone. It could end at any moment. The resources were running out too. The scarcity was common. Earth could not support the infinite growth of wealth. So they devised a plan to send humanity to Mars. This made sense. Mars was a close planet just within reach. The only caveat was that Mars was much more dead than Earth, much more of an unsuitable climate, much more unlivable. But Mars could be terraformed with the last remaining resources left on Earth to make it a suitable replacement planet. The luminaries had spoken. They had their wealth behind them. What fool could possibly argue? Initially, the two richest people that ever lived left with a large chunk of the world's inhabitants. They needed a suitable workforce to terraform Mars. Bigger numbers meant better sacrifices could be made. The two richest people that ever lived also left with an immeasurable amount of Earth's scarcest resources, all to Mars. They successfully arrived, albeit with very little left. Sacrifices had to be made. That was a given. Those that survived the trip were happy just to be included and to begin work on the new home planet. Although the efforts of the workforce were not enough, slowly the numbers dwindled. There simply was not enough to support the vision of these great men. Most everyone starved. Science had failed them. Humanity had failed them. Everyone died except the two great men. The last two surviving humans on that distant planet. Such a spectacle for the human race. They still could not agree on who owned Mars, so the cycle of hoarding what was left continued, with fortunes slowly dwindling. Eventually one outlived the other. It was a glorious day to finally have a true victor, the greatest luminary to ever live. He was the visionary that succeeded through this entire ordeal and brought Mars to greatness. Since he outlived the other, he could finally be the self-announced richest man to have ever lived. Tears of joy ran down his face. This was all he ever wanted. He was the king of Mars. Either way, this story is ancient history. We are not to talk about it. It is demoralizing to talk that way about our elite. We have to support all efforts to leave Earth once and for all. It's an old story passed down from long dead people that made their sacrifices long ago. Okay. Oh. Yeah, it definitely changed. Number 5. Okay. Don't think how hard you've had it. Think about how good you will have it. As long as you are fighting, you have a chance, but what remains after? Pain is temporary. Death is permanent. And one must be ref, counting what's left. Yet they could not take everything from me. Even if I must live to relive, memories will never claim all of me. Against all odds, quite stubbornly. There will always be a piece left. That piece, a seed, will always regrow. The same way as nature reclaims. My hope, I too will, from what remains. Earth knows how to survive. Like her, I can thrive. As long as I'm alive, I can weather every coming storm. As long as I have my own mind of my own, I can see hopefully. Past points of view struggling with perception, so we'll see from what's left. Even if just barely, this is my message. Burden and painful truth. Just so he knows. You didn't completely destroy what you couldn't have. Okay. Well, this is the last one. She's a liar. There are always two sides to a story. Okay. Unhinged liar. I'm sorry she feels hurt, but she needs to stop. Okay. I'm lost to you again. Condemned silence of a burden. Also is called why. I know. You visit too often. Reminding. And bitter loneliness crushed by the butchery of a moment. You are a stolen future. I beg. Can I have my dreams back? How they once called to me. I search for their promises made to me sweetly, shining between the countless prisons of dreaming eyes. Their promise tomorrow, now taken. A loss never to be returned. Or made right. And I will never know why. You are a possibility not to be realized. Oh shoot, hold on. Okay. You are a possibility not to be realized. Call it by name. Injustice. Cruel and cold. You are aggravating and bitter. Burning my eyes. Casting giant plumes of smoke despite my skin. I blow out its sun that will never again shine. My heart beats weakly with you chained to my breath, mocking the loss that I cannot accept. This anger realization of a stolen future. One, if only, that will no longer be. Yet you happened, and I will never understand why. Here it is that I ask again and again and again. Why? Why is it the most consuming of questions? Why's pointless twisting path leads me back to the beginning after another end? Why did it happen? Why didn't I? What did I do to deserve this? Please just tell me why. Why I reach my own judgment that I sow in these bitter moments where I wonder why. So, dreams, I bury you here between these aching words. Goodbye. Okay. We got all of them. Oh, we're gonna head that way. Well, go to her.
Hummingbird catchers string their nets high, traps to show, nectar, crimson, gold. A heart to entice, hearts to snare, and once buckle and fold. At times like these, the world feels cold. At times like these, are tempted to strike their soul. And I've got one to show. Hummingbird nets cast. How long will it last? Great men do unspeakable things. The greater believe it helps them win. But greatness isn't measured by the weight of sin. It's measured by the strength within. What you do and put another through. Greatness still excused. The words of some castaway muse. Hummingbird abuse serves as no use. It may temporarily amuse, but soon it gets old. When all the greatest have colors and truth to show, nectar crimson and another's gold. Hummingbird snatchers. I heard they're collecting hearts and wished upon stars. Messengers beating wounded drums. It's a song to regret, bitter notes stuck in my head. Keep it so it can last. God knows they're trying. Beating too fast, keep it from flying. You can keep it, hopefully from dying. Steal a heart and greed makes one deaf and dumb. Steal my soul and heart thrum. Hummingbird trap is plotting soon enough. I can hear them. A message for the scheming. Greed makes us all dead. So come death, you among free men. These wounds hurt, but you can't see them. For each evil, I feel less. For each blow to me, I grow all the more fearless. So come face me, dear bitter demons, and tell them boldly that I too am a human being.
If this didn't happen to you, nobody would know you exist. You're a victim for the attention. She needs to shut up, to go to therapy, and to take her meds. Not be given a platform where she can hurt people by lashing out at them with accusations. Is that thing even human? I know nothing about this except that no man ever has sexually harassed, let alone... Oh. You're... Oh. I wish all these clinically insane women that scream, they were given more to actually be... Oh my god. Desire to heal does not automatically tell you to bring harm to others, actually. I believe that you can find something attractive in the vast majority of women, but she is monumentally hideous. What the hell is that thing, and who would do anything sexual to it? I don't care what he did to her. He is greatness. She is nothing. She lied because it suited her. Even if she wasn't lying, she is pathetic for not reporting it. Hope she hurts forever. Oh look, the attention seeker herself. Poor baby. Glad she got what she deserved. A worthless social climber made the false allegations where she climbed from there and what she's involved in now. It will not surprise you. She got what she deserved. Always unhinged, they all had the same look in their eyes. Pity points count right. Besides, that is what violent crimes are all about. For women like you, to exploit them for personal gain, and only that. This makes me so fucking mad. All it takes to ruin a man's career is an accusation, no proof, no trial, no conviction. I can't get over how this entire life was destroyed because he was accused by a whore. She makes us real victims look bad. She should just shut up and get help. This lashes out at anyone and anything because of unhealed sexual trauma. Don't believe her. I truly hope this woman can get the professional help she desperately needs. Watching this unhinged breakdown and her attacking others in real time has been disturbing. Can't believe we're still talking about her. Sure, she had troubles and something terrible happened to her, but her story about it is nothing. Can't believe we're talking about her again. She would provide a lot of evidence, being very verbose. It's often a tactic used by abusers. It's now normal in society for mentally unhinged individuals such as yourself to lie about being sexually assaulted for attention. And yet, without physical evidence, it's her word against his. Your desire to heal does not change the fact that I'm going to harm myself if you do not do what I want. It's not a reasonable request. She looks dangerously unhinged. Also, don't believe your story. You swung at me with unhinged rants. I think you're a loony who caters to other loonies. Terrible with me. Everyone is against me contain absolutely nothing that proves anything. People don't believe her. It's a good thing. No soul behind those eyes. Make an offering of memory. Find something beautiful in place of cruelty. Scratch away the awful writings.
Why did you help me? Until you brought me back. I didn't even remember who I was before it all happened. I don't know how. I can't. It hurts so bad. I don't know how to move on.
It's okay. It's time to build up.
How?
We can build together.
Dandelion through a crack. She's alone to color gray stone. I wonder how she does it. She grows so above it, even when no one loves it. What's her source of strength? I wonder. It seems endless. When she goes through great lengths just to grow, just to show her blooming face in an unwelcoming place. Although stepped on every day, her head's held high in the morning.
It's over.
Okay. Well, that was She Danced in the Wind Like a Holographic Dream Before the World Died. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed and took something from that. I will end it here. Um, that was a lot. I had a lot to think about. So that was good though. That was just as good as it visually looked. So I did enjoy the poems, and I feel like I understand the meaning. So hopefully y'all feel the same sentiment. And yeah, I will end it here. And hopefully you had a good day, good yesterday, and better tomorrow. And I will catch y'all in the next video.